Hey everyone, it's Sydney. So I have been holding on to this video for a couple weeks now, and I decided to finally release my video talking about how I work with Freyja. I believe I actually recorded this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and life just kind of got away from me, so I just decided to finally get back into the work. Freyja was telling me do the work, so I just wanted to let you guys know that in this video I'll be talking all about how I've been working with Freyja, my personal notions from working with her, and like some of the cute crafts that I've kind of like made in honor of her. So without further ado, here's our video. Hey guys, it's your girl Sydney. I'm really excited today to talk to you guys about Freyja. Freyja is a goddess that I've been establishing a relationship with for the last couple of months, and I wanted to share with you guys a little bit of my journey, some of the crafts I've kind of made to connect with her more, as well as some of her correspondences and ways for you to work with her. So I'll start off with, what does Freyja do, or what is she over? Well, a lot of Norse mythology kind of has her being portrayed as this very promiscuous, always attending every kind of meeting when it comes to the gods. She is a part of the Vanir tribe. She essentially used to be a part of Vanaheim before being captured as a hostage and taken to the Asir tribe with her brother Freyr and her father Njord. There's speculation essentially like who her mother could be, so it's not absolutely clear. She does have more of a relationship with Odin, but it's more in the sense of the vulva, or essentially being like a priestess, essentially to walk the path when it comes to Satyr. And Satyr is basically like Norse shamanism mixed with a little bit of trance work to essentially work and create and find out information through fate or divination. So essentially, if the Norns don't know, then Freyja can kind of tap in via Satyr to kind of get more information about an event going on. She is over war, death. I've heard her being over fate, divination. I've heard and read a lot of information about her possibly knowing about the runes, kind of like how Frigga, her counterpart in Norse mythology, and essentially Freyja is like the work wife. Frigga is more of like the mother archetype of the pantheon. But Freyja essentially has kind of helped me establishing more confidence. Also too, when it comes to her aspects with love and beauty, it's really helped me find myself in the divine feminine and finding the divine feminine within me. So if you've thought about working with her, I feel like she's really good with that. I feel like too, when working with her, it can sometimes feel like it's challenging you, because for me, like, I'm a tarot reader. I also read runes and I also teach these classes. It's kind of the journey that I'm taking right now of learning how to be a priestess, not specifically to her, but also to work with her, establish this relationship with her. I've worked with other deities before, but she's very different because of her aspects of love, sexuality, beauty, fertility. Fertility, kind of like manifestation, is how I see it. Fertility doesn't always have to be about a woman bearing children. It can be, how do you make your crops fertile? Whether you're wanting to get more money, you're wanting to get more love, whether you're trying to build yourself up as a person, you have to learn how to grow from the seed that which is planted, essentially. She's also associated with cats due to her chariot, and that is pulled by two cats. She's also associated with boars, as her brother, Freyja, does have his own boar. She has one as well. So what is Freyja over? Like, what does she correspond with? Okay, so some of her correspondences are different types of flowers. There are strawberries, there's mead, anything really sweet, I feel like is really big with her. Honey, roses, anything that's essentially used as an aphrodisiac is how I kind of see her in the love, beauty, and fertility aspects of her. Fertility does not have to be seen as like a woman bearing a child or like conceiving. It can be associated with like the rune Berkana and like bringing new life, new beginnings, or starting new projects. And I feel like that is something that a lot of people kind of misconstrued. I feel like she definitely can help with fertility, but in the aspects of like wanting to bear children. But I really feel like for me, a lot of these aspects of her are learning how to sweeten myself up, learning how to open my heart chakra, learning how to be more approachable and available to people. Other aspects of her are witchcraft, such as satyr, which is essentially a form of like trance work, to work with the divine to see and understand your fate. Another thing too would be death and war, as she is the head leader of the Valkyries. There is some text essentially that talks about her being called like Valfreya or Vanafreya or Vanfreya. It kind of just depends on like which kind of text you're reading. She's also known to get the first slain warriors. So when you kind of see all this like, you know, when I die, I'll go to Valhalla. Well, you might actually go to Folkvanger with Freyja. Odin actually kind of gets the last pick. She gets the first pick. That's why I really believe that she's the work wife. She's essentially the work that you do when it comes to battle, strategy, wanting to change your fate, bring new forms of attraction to get what you want out of life. She is the manifester of reality, essentially. And I feel like she really does fit kind of the witch or vulva archetype, because a lot of like churches, essentially, when Christianity colonized forms of paganism in Europe, they essentially started taking her kind of image and name down and started to kind of demonize her. So I feel like that's kind of like a dark goddess tea for her. Most people, I don't think, look at her that way, and maybe she doesn't come to other people in this kind of warrior kind of aspect, but that's how I see her. What are ways to work with Freyja? I feel like you could work with Freyja for anything when it comes to building your confidence, anything to attract and bring new people in, whether that's for, you know, bringing in more money for your life, bringing in more love, self-confidence, creating beauty within yourself so that it radiates for others to see. I also feel like when it comes to me being like an instructor for my classes, especially talking about the Elder Futhark runes, Crash Course on the Norse Pantheon, and Advanced Bind Runes, a lot of my classes are centered around divination. So for me, I do send prayers and I do leave offerings for her to essentially say, you know, Freyja, wisdom, might, may these wings come to flight. And that's kind of like my little invocation to her to say, help me bring in maybe these clients, maybe these people who need someone to come in and swoop down and speak to them. Maybe somebody needs a reader, maybe somebody needs a psychic, or maybe somebody just needs love and affection and a hug. So I asked Freyja with that small kind of invocation to help me through the process of that. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys a couple of crafts I've kind of made and have dedicated and kind of given to Freyja as offerings. So the first thing that I created is I had a wooden rune set that I made, and this is the Feyhu that I made. It's one of my first. When I sold like a set of runes, this was one that I think fell out in my purse. So I was like, I guess I was meant to keep this. And I know Freyja is associated with, it's usually like Freyjazet. I've taught it sometimes as Freyjerzet, but I feel like you can look at it either way. I also have like a bit of rose quartz, obviously. I feel like this is a stone, like 9 times out of 10, most people associate with Freyja, as it is the stone for self-love. I don't think it's just a beginner's like crystal, essentially. I think it's a really good crystal if you really need help with love, self-confidence, and self-love. I also made this. This is just like an altar bowl, essentially. So I put like a pentacle at the bottom so that any time that I'm leaving a tea light or leaving any other kind of offering to her, that it's going on the 5 points. So earth, air, fire, water, spirit is at the main. And then I put a little bit of these tiny little like leaves coming out of it, as I feel like it's very natural. The kind of work I'm doing for her, as well as her just being connected to all these aspects of like fertility and growth, that anything or any type of working I do can sit in here and kind of come to life or manifest. It has her name on the front written in runes. This was like one of the first things I learned how to wood burn on, so it is a little bit crafty. And then the bottom definitely has a rose. This took me probably like 20 minutes to do just this bottom portion. I definitely had to go over different parts of it, and I do have some areas that I'd like to add to it. But overall, I essentially leave this out on my altar and leave like a tea light on the inside, and any kind of working I do that sits in here is going to grow, manifest, and change. I've also done runes on this little box. This is like a little box I got from Michael's. I want to say this was maybe like $6 or $7. I don't remember it being very expensive, but I liked it because of how small it was, and I thought it would be really good for rune sets. Because I feel like as an instructor, like sometimes you can just get carried away in like your favorite craft or like your favorite divination style, to the point where you just want so many different like boxes or how can I say, like different rune sets. So I always thought like I need to put them in something. So I thought I would also bring out this handmade rune set. It's made out of resin that my friend Leslie gave me. Thank you, Leslie. These are just so adorable. She got them made for me, or made them for me. And look at how cute this is for the ink goose. Okay, it's going to be really fun to use these in class, because I've been trying to buy a new set, but I'm just so glad I kind of have like a little custom moment here. I want to get into using like resin myself because I feel like it's just so rewarding. And just like within a day or so, you're able to have a full rune set, you know? But it does have Freyja's name on it in runes as well. This is a lot better. And this is also when I learned how to use sanding. So this is like sanded down. So it's a lot more smooth than the altar one. I still have to stain these or paint these. I'm just really indecisive on like what color I guess I want it to be, or if I do want to stain it at all, or if I want to paint it. But it's perfect size, and it fits all of my runes. I'm gonna need another one because my friend Leslie also gave me this set as well. And this one is just in the baggie because I still need to get another box for it. But these are more of like amber, which is another correspondence of Freyja. Even this necklace I have is kind of like my version of Brisingamen. And Brisingamen is actually the necklace that Freyja essentially, she slept with 4 dwarves, essentially, because she really wanted a nice, beautiful, pretty, you know what I mean, jewelry. And she knew what she would need it for. You know, she's a girl on the go, okay? And when she's out here running around having to do stuff for the Aesir, or, you know, chasing down Loki for calling her essentially a hoe, she pretty much has this necklace. And this is why Loki kind of essentially calls her a hoe, because, you know, she slept with 4 dwarves, aka earth, air, fire, and water. So she worked with the elements and did some alchemy, right? Okay. But yeah, these are just like more of the amber gold version of the other rune set that I was given. I love these like so much. I cannot wait to use these in the classes. And the last thing I have is, oh, well, I have something else. I also have like this notebook. Now y'all, I told y'all she's associated with strawberries, okay? For the spring and summer, okay? The good summertime, aka June, aka midsummer, okay? Also fertility. Her day is around Beltane. She also has a day in January, like January 10th is her day, aka tomorrow. So that's also another day that you can work with her. But I thought this would be good just to kind of write down like my experiences with Freyja. I have some things written in my Book of Shadows, but I thought this would be good to kind of keep with me in my car, or, you know, like while I'm in the store. And if I have like an idea that's Freyja related, then I can put it in here. And last but not least, I made, back in December, I got into a little craft vibe and made these like Vectasiers. She is not associated with this at all, but this is just to show you why I made these, because I made a Freyja one. So this is kind of like my little talisman for her. It's not the best drawing at all. Like, I'm an art kid and I get it, but it is like a cute idea that if I ever need her, then I can just put this in my car. You know what I mean? And it's just like a simple talisman. Just something simple and something that I can just carry around, and that I know I have safe travels. And I also have Freyja by my side. It also has her name written in runes on here as well. Okay, so that was just a little bit about Freyja. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and leave me any suggestions of any other things or any other crafts or deities you'd like me to talk about. Have a great day, guys. Blessed be.